opportunity than to a Jason-inspired makeup today. So, if you guys want to recreate this makeup, keep watching. Let's get started. So first we're going to block out one eyebrow, and I have a video on this already and I'll link it in the description box below. And then I'm going to take this white water activated paint and just paint the one side of my face. I pretty much wanted the mask to be a cracked mask as if it broke mid-attack. So we're just going to paint one side of our face, making that line look as jagged as possible. And then we're just going to blend all that in with the beauty blender, make it a smoother blend and get rid of any brush stroke. And taking the Nye Super White powder, I'm just going to set everything in place. So this water activated, you don't really have to set it, but since it's a super white powder, I just wanted to make it just a straight white as possible and leave no like skin showing through. And now taking a black eyeshadow, I'm pretty much just starting to map out the eye hole of the mask. I didn't want to paint it a stark black just in the middle. So since I still wanted to seem like a 3D mask that I was seeing through, so I just pretty much outlined the whole outside of the eye hole with a black eyeshadow and start blending it in towards the center of my eye. And then I gradually take a dark brown eyeshadow to blend it in even more to create that shadow that I'm looking through the mask. And then in the center of the eye, I just take a lighter brown eyeshadow just to create like that highlight of where the light would hit my eye as if I'm looking through a mask. And you just gradually blend that all towards the center. And then keeping it the darkest on the outside. And now these holes. Using a reference picture, the holes took the most time out of this whole mask, shockingly. And I pretty much wanted to create, again, that 3D effect that these holes, you see through them and see the shadow underneath them somehow. So I take a light brown eyeshadow to really map out each hole first and try to get them as straight as I can. And just create that first shadow and mapping it all out. And then I like the same thing with the eye socket. I pretty much gradually take darker brown eyeshadows to deepen each shadow. And then eventually go in with the black. And using that flat brush, I pretty much just create like a C shape to really give it depth. So it leaves that white on the bottom as that major highlight that you see the light peeking through it. And then taking a thinner angle brush, I'm just really taking that black eyeshadow just on the outer corners, and then eventually I just start creating the circles for each hole, which I later outlined with the Epic Ink Liner from NYX. I just really wanted to create a 3D effect with this mask, so I was really taking my time with this. So it's one of those things you have to really be patient. And especially here with the Epic Ink Liner, you really need a steady hand. I was even holding my elbow to hold my hand in place for most of it. So it really takes patience and just pretty much do light strokes and outline each and every hole. And then I take a thinner brush and really try to shade that black in towards the center of the hole. I pretty much shade it, not center, pretty much shade it more downwards as if the light was hitting from the top of our head, and the shadow from the hole, the light would hit towards the bottom of the hole and you create a shadow from the top of it. That sounded really complicated, but you see what I mean as I blend here. Then I took black eyeshadow and a mix of black water activated paint to pretty much shade this darker and darker as I go, keeping it darkest at the top line. And taking the white water activated paint again, I'm just creating a highlight over each hole and pretty much fixing up any like shadow that I didn't want outside of the hole, and it pretty much makes these holes pop out more and make them even more 3D. Outline the eye hole with that white, and I later take a light taupe eyeshadow and pretty much outline around that white to create depth. Oh no, I I take the Epic Ink Liner and also outline the eye hole as well. Again, taking your patience, a steady hand, holding as still as you can to get that as neat of a line as possible. And taking a taupe brown eyeshadow, I'm pretty much lightly making an outline around that white line we just made to make this eye hole a lot more 3D, as if that's the edge of the socket, and it'll create depth. Pretty. Taking a dark brown eyeshadow, I'm pretty much shading around the outside of the mask to make it look like the mask is sitting on top of your face. This will really make it more 3D. And don't forget to go around your jawline and around your hairline to really create that effect. Now taking this red water activated paint, I create the red markings he has that's like a triangle shape on the cheek. I first outline that with a red eyeshadow actually, just in case I make any mistakes. And then on the top is more of like a strange V triangle, and you just pretty much outline that underneath the holes on the center of the forehead. Again, use a reference photo to create this more accurately, as that's pretty much what I use this whole time. And then you pretty much fill in that shape with the red water activated paint, and then I later take a darker like burgundy eyeshadow just to darken that red up. Taking that darker burgundy red eyeshadow and just really outlining the whole thing just to darken it just a bit. And now I'm taking that black eyeshadow and really hugging it around the edges of the mask to really bring out that 3D effect of the mask that is sitting right on top of my face. You're just pretty much going around the outline and blending it the tiniest bit, not so far out as the brown eyeshadow. And I'm using a flat brush to really hug each and every corner. And I'm taking an angled brush and taking up the black water activated paint just to really outline the mask and really darken that shading. The Epic Ink Liner just to give any more clean lines of where the mask is. Pretty much this will sell it and sharpen any lines that mess up in the shading. And now on the other side, just apply foundation as normal. Conceal and really highlight. Blend. That's something simple work. Powder and set everything in place. As normal. And just taking my gel liner from Ingla, I'm just lining my waterline and my tight line. And then I'm also using that gel liner to create a really bold black eyebrow and just really make it really sharp at the tail corner. I just really wanted a bold brow to go along with this mask, so kind of just went with it. And then I'm just taking the taupe eyeshadow from before and creating that transition shade and putting it all over my eye. And I'm taking that burgundy shadow again and just blending that all over my eye pretty much, just to give it that muddy red color to go with the mask. Just applying mascara to both eyes. And then I'm taking my Kat Von D lipstick in Echo and just applying lipstick on the beauty side of the mask, and you're pretty much done with your Halloween look. It's pretty simple. enjoyed that tutorial and give it a thumbs up. And for more looks like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And follow me on all my social media links, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy Friday the 13th.